Today's episode, questions for the coach. Let's talk about that. Welcome to the Patriot Training YouTube channel. My name is Clay Howell. I'm the owner and head firearms instructor at Patriot Training. Folks, the purpose of this video is to discuss a bunch of questions that have come my way via email, via text message, via Facebook message, and even via the comments here on YouTube and in other places. And there's enough of them now that I would like to answer a few of them, and that in order to help build our community up. First off,
who are you? I've never heard of you before.
Yeah, when somebody starts out with, I've never heard of you, or who are you, or something like that, they're just jealous because they're not doing anything. So this is always projection from somebody who knows that they're a nobody.
Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
You know, am I putting that person down? Am I saying I'm all that great? No, but I am saying that I'm helping the 2A community, and I am saying that somebody who would come in here and drop that is not.
I'd never take a class from you.
Well, Scooter, you used too many words. You could have stopped at, I'd never take a class, because that's the accurate statement here.
I use the 20-round magazines because they are lighter.
Interesting concept. The weight difference, and I calculated this up before the video just to make sure I had this correct, including the weight difference of the magazine and including the weight difference of the 10 additional rounds of 223 or 5.56, comes in and it clocks in at a whopping 4.5 to 5 ounces depending on which types of rounds you use. So I'm not sure that saving 5 ounces is a big thing. Even if you had a full loadout of, say, maybe 6 magazines, you're still talking about maybe another couple of pounds on your whole overall rig. If that's too much for you, maybe hit the gym a bit.
It's LARPing.
Interesting take. It is all LARPing. Every single bit of it, every bit of the training the police does, every bit of training that the military does is also LARPing. The fact of the matter is it is a live action role play if you are not actually getting shot back at. So all training, if you want to get very technical, is LARPing. Now, that said, I want to quote my friend Billy Jones, combat veteran, somebody who's been there, done that, got the t-shirt, somebody who has fired shots on the 2-way range, and his opinion of civilian classes is that we are absolutely transforming people into marvelous gunfighters.
Mine has never had an issue.
Well, duh. Of course your Sig P320 has never had any issues. Else you wouldn't still be carrying it, you dunce.
I would never have thought a gun ban would have come from inside the 2A community.
Speaking of the Sig P320, I'm not sure if this comment is a troll comment or if the person making it is being deliberately obtuse. In either case, it's worthy of bringing up here. So first and foremost, there's not a gun ban at Patriot Training or at any of these other ranges or classes or competition organizations or whatever else has banned the 320. This is not a gun ban. This is a model ban. And if you want to get really technical, we're simply banning hand grenades that are disguised as guns. And for that person that would try to argue further, and this would indicate a troll, that, you know, this is the start of a slippery slope or it's the first step in the wrong direction or some BS like that. You know, this person, if they're really truly sincere, then what's the real problem behind the question here is that they have wasted their $500 or $600 like I have on the Sig P320, and they just haven't come to terms with it yet. And it's a blow to their ego because they've got their ego wrapped up in that money. It's a sunken cost fallacy. And it's one that's costing people their lives and costing people injuries. And I'm not willing to take that with my students. That risk is too great. And, you know, there's also a liability component too. One commenter said that Glocks were banned at his house. And the reason why, he went on to state that he had abused the Glock and it misfired. Okay. I believe he said something like he had a firing pin break after running it hard. Well, okay. Yeah, firing pins on every gun will break eventually. And the big key part of what this commenter said is he says, oh, wait, does my opinion matter? Why should yours? And I'm assuming that this is a troll. However, it's a really, really good question, and we need to dig into this because there's a legit answer. Why does his opinion matter? Well, simply put, his house, his rules, and I can abide by that. I may not ever go to his house. I probably won't. But if I were to step in, I would abide by his rules. It is his domain, after all. By the exact same token, Patriot Training is my domain. My house, my rules. The same courtesy would be expected and would be applied. And the difference is that he's basing his off of, a trolling comment or something foolish. And I'm basing my decision off of my unwillingness to put my students at risk. It's not just I don't want to treat a gunshot wound. I don't want to treat a preventable gunshot wound. That's foolish to even subject yourself to that kind of risk. And secondly, there's a liability risk here too that I'm just not willing to take. So I had a detractor say something along the lines of, you can't get that kind of training from Patriot Training or really anywhere in Tennessee. And this individual was talking about a specific class that we hold, and for context, Patriot Training has a monthly advanced class. It's by invite only. It's only open to alumni, and we have advanced topics taught by experts in the respective fields. I'll give you for example. We had one class that was a deep dive on medical knowledge, stuff that goes beyond your typical first aid, stuff that goes beyond your typical stop the bleed, stuff that goes beyond your typical CPR class, things of that sort. And we had this taught by Patriot Training head medical instructor, Dr. Gary Jordan, an ER physician. So clearly, we reach out and we get the correct experts in their field to do deep dives into different topics, some of them tactical, some of them medical, a wide variety of things. And so anyways, this person's saying you can't get that kind of training at Patriot Training or really anywhere in Tennessee. And it was ironic because when this person, the type of training they were talking about, and I'll just save you the drama in the back story here, but it was really non-committal. Like he didn't even know what he was talking about. And maybe perhaps alluding to some super secret squirrel stuff that's being trained by police or military or some such like that. And the fact of the matter is you can get that training at any civilian firearms training company these days. Maybe not every single company has every single type of training, but the training is all out there, every last bit of it. And it just constantly amazes me that these people that don't know any better would speak so confidently in things they don't know about. And it's just, it's beyond me, because I was raised to say I don't know if, for example, I didn't know the answer to something or if I was not familiar with it, and not pretend like I was an expert. But we've got a lot of phony experts, especially the ones that hide behind internet keyboards and things of that sort. Well, folks, that about does it for this video. Hit like, hit subscribe, click that notification bell so that you are notified when the next Patriot Training video is released. As always, I would like to urge you to, leave a comment. Tell me what you think down below. As long as you're not attacking somebody, we don't mute the comments or anything like that, as long as you're not attacking somebody or just outright lying about stuff. So, go for it. Knock yourself out. And as always, I must remind you, you don't have to be a patriot to train, but you do have to train if you want to be a patriot. Take care.